Going on to you, Capricorns, you have the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Eight of Cups, Two of Wands, King of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, the Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Three of Swords. So for a lot of you Capricorns, the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords is about how a lot of you happen to be in a situation where a lot of you Capricorns have been getting a lot of victories lately, staying away from a lot of the people who would basically be weirdos. A lot of people in the dating pool don't know who they are, and they even lack the integrity to even go find out. So those people are self-sabotagers, and if you bring them around, they would sabotage. They would try to do everything they can to sabotage your life too. And this is where a lot of you Capricorns have been taking a lot of wins, because you see this now. You have a better understanding of this, and you see it better now, even more than you did before. Your mind is more open. See, after difficulties comes an open mind, if you're still willing to learn, right? For most people, after difficulties happen, most people will shut down. But after difficulties, for some people, your mind will open more. So the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Swords is about how you realize that you had to create boundaries, like I said. But my readings are more so for freedom than creating boundaries. And what I mean by that is understanding that when someone tries to run games on you, you don't have to play their games. There's always a loophole out. And that the ego is what essentially creates boundaries and traps you. The boundaries that most people perceive that exist are really a form of protection, because you see when someone is playing games, and the boundaries is what we call self-respect. Really, that's what it is, and integrity, because of you have the fact that you have self-respect. So the Knight of Swords and the Page of the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords is about, and as a result, this makes it very much so difficult for people to try to do what? Three of Swords, try to break your heart, because you Capricorns, I'm not even gonna lie, you've had a rough road these past couple of months, and a lot of you realize that, hey, you've been learning, and a lot of you understand that you don't have to be here in this down position. You just have to understand when someone running game, and to stop associating yourself from them, and to also ask them questions. That they're gonna self-destruct, because people run games, they're naturally going to do that anyway. They're that caught up. The Eight of Cups and the Two of Wands is about, since this is the case, the Eight of Cups is leaving them alone as well. You understand that there's no need for you to continue to try to get to know these people. You know everything about their character that's necessary for you to know. You don't you know them preliminary, right? Meaning that you know them good enough to get the gist of it. You don't have to hang around them to see if they're really treacherous or not, and see that they're good people on the inside. Yeah, forget about all that. The Two of Wands is about, so as a result, that really sets you apart in these people's minds, because of the fact that you have self-respect, right? That freedom, because a lot of times people think that, not having self-respect and going all over the place is actually what freedom is. And it's actually the opposite. The boundaries, the self-respect that you have, the ability, this is why it is that I say that I'm a dark magician, because dark magicians actually are the ones that have the freedom. It's actually the light magicians that's caught up, because the dark magician, the dark magician is on the negative polarity of the tree, the left-hand side of the tree. So we negate. So we say no, i.e. boundaries, i.e. freedom, because we have self-respect. We have the ability to go, okay, I'm not doing that. I'm not with the games. I'm not this. I'm not doing this. And the more things that you say no to is the more you define yourself, because you're not with the games that people play. You're not with this. You're not with that. As to where if you leave yourself open to everything, that actually is the boundary. Because when you leave yourself open to everything, that's where the entrapment is. Because your value goes down. And now everybody assumes you're open and you're willing to do anything. And they're going to try to ridicule you for it when now you decide to say, no, I'm not going to do certain things. People now can turn around and say, well, what do you mean you're not into doing certain things? You were into open to doing everything else. So the Eight of Cups and the Two of Wands now represents, this is what sets a distinction of value between yourself and a lot of other people. Because the people who you have dated in the past know that you have self-respect, freedom. So as a result of that, you don't have to try to live up to and prove to anything to anyone else. And that's what really sets you Capricorns apart from a lot of the other people that that a lot of other people in other people's minds that they have dated, meaning you. They've dated you, and then they've dated a lot of other people, and they know that there's something special about you. And what's special is you actually can stand up on 10 toes, integrity. So then you have the King of Cups and the King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, which is about how you Capricorns also understand that it's also about giving. People have to give. You have to offer value. You have to bring value. It's not about just accepting or taking value from other people, but you have the Lovers. A lot of times people think that's what it is. Being in a relationship with someone to a lot of other people is about being a leech, taking what it is that they can and running off when the relationship is over, or trying to sabotage the relationship so that they can make it like a run, like a hit and run type of situation. You know, get everything that they can and run off and be like, this is what I legally stole from you, or I legally conned you. The Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Swords is about how, and a lot of you Capricorns see it for what it is, because the Wheel of Fortune is Cancer crabs, which is your opposite sign. And you realize that, again, it's like you're playing, people expect you to be playing a chicken, you know what I mean? A chicken running around on this hamster wheel, fattening yourself up, you know what I mean, for the transition, if you know what I mean. And a lot of you Capricorns, a lot of you don't see that like that. A lot of you Capricorns understand the real power, because this is true. The real power is by understanding what you will accept and what you will not accept. That's where the freedom is. And the Three of Swords is about how, and when people try to break your heart with the games that they play, because all people can really do is just run game. And once after that is over, you see it for what it is. You see like, oh, okay, they're really helpless. They really don't have much. And to show and prove that a lot of people don't have much, when people ask them, what do you bring to the table? None of these people are even bright enough to say, I have a job, so I'm not going to be coming to the table with some sort of financial burden. I'm actually going to pick up the check of my own life. No, they don't. They're so stupid. They don't even say that. What they do is they go, oh, well, what I'll do is I have a job, and then they'll cut it off right there. It's like, okay, great. You're an adult. How does that translate towards being in a relationship? But this is the catch-22. You'll say that you have a job, which is a plus, which makes absolutely no sense. But you don't even want to not be a financial burden. You're still going to be a financial burden, even though you have a job. And people won't have to raise their hand to that, right? You understand what I'm saying? Like, they're too far gone. But you Capricorn see that, and you see the games, and you see how these games are really more of an entrapment, because most people's minds are in a cage. So let's clarify the Three of Swords. By the way, if you found value within this reading, then it means it's time for you to come get a personal reading from me. There's a link in the comment section called the link tree. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website in which it has all of my social media outlets, from my Instagram page, my clothing store, the books that I have that are on Amazon, and my website in which you can pick up private tarot readings, right? Get a private tarot reading from me. Click on it, and when it says private tarot readings, click on that part. It'll redirect you to my website, which it has all three of my services, which has the time, the asking price, and the description. And then you'll scroll down a little bit. It'll have the buy now button. The buy now button is clickable. It'll take you to PayPal, which you can fill out the information. And also it has my Cashapp cash tag right above the buy now button. So thank you. So to clarify the Three of Swords, you have the Death card, the Five of Wands, the Seven of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. Oh yeah, and I am available to do private readings. Thank you. So to clarify the Three of Swords, we have the Death card and the Five of Wands, which it really goes to show you this represents, the Death card represents you, Capricorns, in the sense that you have a bird's eye view of the games that people play, and you realize that you have to be more selective with the types of people or the people you date, because you have a lot of value and you can't share that with a lot of people who are dysfunctional. And the Five of Wands represents, because of the fact that you have a bird's eye view, you realize that a lot of people are out here caught up in their own dysfunction because they're effectively like the Wheel of Fortune. They're chasing their own tail, trying to act like they really get you caught up in some stuff. The Seven of Wands and the Queen of Cups represents, and in the past you may have fought, had a disagreement, but the Queen of Cups, you're on a higher level now. You're not going to fight because you see the uselessness of it.